Welcome to the Week 16 version of the Big Gun Keeper Preview Show. This is the semi-final edition. You ready for the big games this week, Brad?
I'm ready for some semi-final action here in Week 15. Let's get right after it.
All right, let's start off with the Consolation Bracket and kind of build up to the main event.
And it's definitely the lesser bracket.
That's exactly right. The first one is going to be the Po Boys versus the Alaflo Boys. Both of them are coming in at 4 and 9. I personally think a big thing for the Po Boys this week is going to be the running back tandem of Jacobs and Barber. They both need to have big games if they really want to have a chance this week.
This just in.
Right.
Brandon Jacobs likely out.
Oh, wow.
Likely out.
That's a big deal. You know, you wonder, the Po Boys have not exactly been looking at their team every day. You wonder if they're going to be able to make the necessary changes before the Sunday games. So,
well, and you know, you mentioned Marion Barber. Can Marion Barber and Donovan McNabb cover for the lack of Brandon Jacobs? He's been a staple for the Po Boys this year. I mean, well, they're only 4 and 9,
but 4 games they have,
4 games they won.
And you know, I do think. I certainly think Marion Barber may have a big week. Jerry Jones called him out this week, so I think he may come in. Also, the forecast, and this is only Thursday, but the forecast for Sunday calls for Dallas to be pretty windy. So you got to figure they're going to keep the ball on the ground a fair amount, both teams.
That's true. That's a good point. The Alaflo Boys counter with Peyton Manning, who's been playing well, and they're playing in the Dome, and they get to host the Lions.
Oh, that's exactly right.
So who are you taking in this game?
Well, you know, I've looked at this a couple times, and it really comes down to the running backs. Now, looking at the Alaflo Boys running backs, over the last 3 weeks, their running backs have only carried the ball 98 times and only had 3 touchdowns. For that reason, I think I'm going to have to go with the Po Boys to make it to the finals of the Consolation Bracket. How about yourself?
Well, actually, I'm going the opposite way. I'm taking the Alaflo Boys simply because of the Peyton Manning matchup at home against the Lions.
Okay, well, we'll certainly see. Next matchup in the Consolation Brackets, Juan's back at 6 and 7, the team that just missed the playoffs, versus the Bourbon Boys, who still are at 2 and 11.
They did not just miss the playoffs. No, they just made the Consolation Bracket.
They eliminated right around Halloween.
Yeah.
So, what keys do you see in this game?
Obviously, I'm going to have to take Juan's back. There's not really a lot of playmakers for the Bourbon Boys. I mean, when you're starting Tim Hightower still, who obviously fell off the bandwagon a couple weeks ago, Maurice Jones-Drew does have a good matchup in the Green Bay Packers. The Packers look good as a fantasy defense, but because they intercept the ball so much, believe me. I mean, they're ranked pretty low. They're ranked 23rd in total defense and as far as yards allowed. So it's not like Maurice Jones-Drew won't have a chance to get plenty of carries. Ronnie Brown hosts the San Francisco 49ers, who, obviously they're coming along lately, but Sperano, has done a pretty good job with the Dolphins, and I just think that Ronnie Brown will be okay. But it won't be enough. Steve Slayton and Tony Romo will still get enough points for Juan's back to take out the Bourbon Boys, and from 2-11 to 2-12.
Yeah, and I think with T.O. and Tony Romo, although they do face the Giants' 8th-ranked pass defense, it should be enough to get them there. The Bourbon Boys only have 3 people starting right now that over 50% of the Yahoo fantasy players are starting. So he's really starting pretty much a team of subs right now. He's got Jonathan Stewart and Cadillac Williams on the bench. I don't know if he's going to make the switch or not.
He needs to.
That's exactly right. You have to wonder, is he going to do anything before that? But I personally like Juan to move into the finals of the Adrian Peterson sweepstakes.
Looks like Bourbon Boys headed for that 4th overall pick. That's the worst possible case for him, and that's where he's headed.
All right.